Hello everyone, this is Murtaza. I'm a professional accountant. I do tax and accounting and bookkeeping services for small businesses, self-employed and contractors um, in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So today in this short video, I'm going to discuss how an Uber driver's trip earning is calculated, how Uber calculates the trip earnings so this video is particularly made for or in this video we are gonna discuss the earnings of an Uber driver who drives in GTA or Greater Toronto area or in Toronto, Canada, Ontario, Canada. So I have a screenshot of this Uber driver. He has an Uber X ride. He had an Uber X ride on this date and time, and the earnings that he got was $8.09. So let's have a look how this $8.09 is calculated, and also we'll be discussing other calculations as well, like HST. So what I've done is I've labeled each amount on the screen. Um, More or less, each driver would have all these amounts present in their trip earnings as well. There could be some addition, let's say, you know, let's say tolls. If the driver used 407 ETR, the toll amount would be present here, and that would be added to the earnings as well. Let's say this driver did a good job. I think he got a tip of $1, but not every driver gets the tip. I've heard that riders are not very generous in that sense. Anyway, so let's get to business. So in this, let's briefly discuss these amounts, and if you want to go into the detail of what these amounts mean and what is fair and all that, I have another video. You can see another video. I think it's understanding Uber tax summary, in which I've discussed these things in detail. But I'm just gonna talk about these briefly. So fare A. What is fare? It's the amount of that Uber charges to the rider on behalf of the driver for giving the service, for taking the rider from point A to point B. And this amount, $7.59, is calculated on the basis of the distance traveled and the time spent. The other thing, the second amount over here is Uber fee. So this is a standard fee that Uber takes out of your income. It could be you can call it a cut, Uber's cut, or Uber fee. So this is calculated on the basis of this amount. So I have also created an Excel over here, which replicates the same amounts. So instead of so let's say if I want to calculate the Uber fee, if I want to understand how Uber fees is, what is Uber fee here? So it is actually, I'm gonna do let's say B divided by A, right? That's the formula gonna be, and if I take the amount B divided by A, 25. So if I do this into 100, sorry, 100, this is 25%. Oops, sorry. This is 25%. Let's put it like that. Okay. So this is 25%, a very standard fees that Uber charges on every fare that you earn. So the third amount, again, if I go to my screenshot, the third amount is HST C, which is labeled as C. So $1.40. This is a bit of a technical calculation. Let's see how this HST is calculated, because I've seen a lot of people are confused. Okay, how is this HST amount calculated? Because when they do the maths, it doesn't add up. So let's go to our Excel. So for HST, what we are gonna do is we are gonna do this A plus booking fee E plus rider fee G. Sorry, plus G. Okay, so this is gonna be, let's do the calculation. So A plus, we said the booking fee plus this amount, and then this amount multiplied by 13%, 1.40. So now you got it. So it's the, if you add up the fare plus the booking fee plus the rider fee and multiply the sum of these three amounts by with 13%, you will get the exact amount, which is $1.40. So that's how the HST is calculated here. So the fourth amount is tip. So this is the amount that a rider might give the driver, a tip of any amount. Please note that this amount is not does not become a part of your income or of the amount that you use to calculate the HST, right? Booking fee. This is a fixed charge from Uber that is charged to the passenger on behalf of the driver, and as soon as the driver accepts the ride, this is a booking fee that will be charged to the rider, and then the same amount is taken from is deducted from drivers' earnings. The same amount is deducted back. So this actually, essentially, this 2.75 goes to Uber. It's Uber charges for the service. Again, the rider fees, again, this the same treatment. So 40 cents, a standard amount, a fixed amount, is charged to the passenger on behalf of the driver by Uber, and then the same amount is deducted from the driver by Uber and taken off by Uber, right? So now your earnings. So in the end, your earning is, which is labeled as I. How is this calculated? So if I want to calculate the earnings, I would do A plus C plus tip minus B. So what this means is that I am gonna, so the earnings is gonna be my fare plus the HST plus any tips less any less the Uber fee. Not any Uber fee, it's gonna be a fixed percentage, so less this. So let's do that. So let's do this plus HST, fare plus HST plus tip. This is 9.99 cents minus this amount, right? So if I do 9.99 minus 1.90, that's gonna be 8.09, which is your earnings. So that is how your earnings is calculated. One more thing that I already did with this thing is, because this earning is not exactly your income. So $8.09 is not exactly your income. What is your income then? I did a breakdown here. So right now, this is your gross earning. We can say this is our gross earning, which means that this earning also carries a part of HST that we collected, which is $1.40, this amount, right? So when you deduct $1.40 out of this $8.09, the balance, or the amount that you get, is $6.69. This is your net earning. So this HST amount actually is in accounting terminology, it is a liability. Like, it is a liability of the driver. So driver owes this much money towards CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, right? So this is not your income. This $1.40 is not your income. A lot of drivers consider this as their income, and at the end of the year, when they go to an accountant to file their taxes, they are kind of surprised to see that they have to pay a lot of, some amount of HST, the net amount of HST, right, which the accountant would calculate, right? So when you're earning, when you made this much earnings, you have to keep this in mind, that this 140 is not your earnings. So it's always advised to take this amount and put it somewhere safe in a saving account or somewhere, so that at the end of the year, when you kind of come up with your HST liability, that the amount that you owe to CRA, you're not kind of surprised. You don't have any surprises there. You already have the amount, this amount on the side, and then you can just take the amount, the payable amount from there, and pay it to CRA. And if there is still left in in your saving account, take that as a refund. So your net earning, your income from Uber or from this ride, was $6.69 net of HST. So this is the driver's income. So guys, that's it. So very briefly, it's actually a simple calculation, but the way Uber presents it, it kind of makes it a bit, I don't want to say complicated, but a bit confusing for a lot of people, right? So one takeaway point from here is that this $8.09 is not your earning, right? Is not your income. This is the gross income, and it includes $1.40 of HST. So this minus this is your net income, the income from that ride. So you can apply the same formulas that we used for these calculations on the Uber tax summary as well. If you want to understand how the amounts are made up in the Uber tax summary, which is a summary of all the amounts added up for the whole year or for a certain time period. So you can apply the same formulas and understand how the HST is calculated, how the earnings or the fares are calculated, and all that. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, I am also going to put a link to my blog post, to the same blog post, onto my website. You can always go there, and I'll try my best to answer your questions, and would appreciate your comments on the video and on the blog post. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.